Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So I'm doing a new segment called Games That Are Similar. And I've chosen two games that I've been thinking about doing a comparison video on one of them. The other one I wasn't sure where to take it. So it's kind of good to start off with this one. And it's going to be Berzerk and Venture. Now, obviously these games aren't exactly the same. I mean, there's a lot of differences. But there's parts of it that kind of remind me of each game. There's similarities to it, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this little segment. Just come up with two or three different games, each one, and just kind of compare how similar they are. Because I've done a lot of comparison videos, which I'm hoping to do with this one, the Adventure game. I want to do the comparison of three different versions of it, but this is different because this is two different games that are they're supposed to be completely different, but yet very similar in some aspects of it. Obviously, like I said, they're not exactly the same. They're not going to compare exact. There's going to be some differences, but there's just some similarities. So I thought I'd play the games and kind of look at the two and see how they compare. Because honestly, when I started playing Berzerk, I started feeling like I was playing Venture. So now when I play Venture, I feel like I'm playing Berzerk. It's kind of weird. Anyways, I'm going to try these out. I'm going to play them both and just kind of point out what I think is similar to them. Okay, so the first game I'm going to be looking at is Berzerk, 1982 Atari. I think I have to select my level first, though. I'm going to go with level 2, because I think that's where the evil auto shows up. So let's go. So I'm this little stick figure guy. So you got to go around these little kind of corridor areas and rooms, and really you're just killing aliens. Pretty decent game, though. I know it's a lot of people's favorites. There's Evil Otto coming at me. You can kind of stun him in this mode. But yeah, you never kill him. And if he gets you, you're dead. So you just kind of move on. Scoring points. Ah! Oh, and you can't touch the walls. That's a big thing there. The other thing is, you can't shoot more than one bullet at a time. So when you shoot your bullet, you kind of have to wait till it hits something before you can shoot again. So there's no rapid fire there. But that adds to the complexity of the game. Whoa! I really like how he gets electrocuted. Really cool effects. Really interesting game. And I'm not playing too well at it. I mean, otherwise, there isn't a whole lot more to this game. I mean, that's pretty much the game. That's what you're doing. Going from room to room, and you're just trying to get a lot of points. After so many points, it's like 1,000 points or something, you get a free man. And yeah. Moving on. And when Evil Otto, that smiley face guy, enters the screen, the only way to get rid of him is to get out of the screen. You just gotta run away from him. Great sound effects, too. You can see why this is a favorite for a lot of real Atari players. A lot of nostalgia players love this game. Oh. Ouch. Okay, so now we're moving into Venture. So obviously there's something different here when you're looking at it because it's not the exact same type of screen. And when I'm doing these type of comparisons, I mean, there's not always going to be 100% the same kind of look and feel. But there is elements of this game that did make me think of Berzerk. So I'm going to hit the reset button. So I'm that little dot. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm a dot at the bottom there. And here's where it turns into more of a Berzerk feel. So you got to go into the room. You got to kill these creatures. Now in this one, you actually are trying to get the treasures. Each room has a treasure. Oh, very similar sound effects. I mean, Well, just gotta go into the room. So instead of going from just simply room to room, you actually go into that map screen, that hallway screen essentially, and then you choose your room. Each room is going to be different, have a treasure in there. And with Evil Otto, he's actually just a hall monster in this one. But there he is there. He'll come in if you spend too much time in the room. Now, you cannot shoot... well, I want to call him Evil Otto. I don't think he's really Evil Otto. But you want to try it. You want to, like, avoid him, but you can't shoot him. You can't kill him. That room didn't have any guys at all. So really the similarity is just when you come into the rooms. It just kind of gives that same feel. The character is different, obviously. You're Winky. You're this smiley face guy with a crossbow type of thing. So you're actually shooting arrows. Same idea, though. You can't shoot more than once. Once your bullet is shot, you've got to wait till it hits a person or hits a wall or something. But this game was really fun. In fact, I played it a lot on the Intellivision. Been wanting to do a comparison video of the three versions that I have, anyways: the ColecoVision, the Intellivision version, and the Atari version. Surprisingly enough, all three versions are quite well done. I think I'm... Oh, no, okay. Just gotta get in there. I'd have to say, though, of the two games, this is probably my more favorite of the two, is Venture. Because I feel like I'm actually accomplishing things rather than just going around killing things. But that's, you know, that's the style of gamer I am. Other people really do like that, you know, just going around blowing things up. Whoa. Yay. Both have decent sound effects. This one, though, I find that you get also more characters, interesting characters to kill. Not so cut and dry. Which one did I forget? Oh, the middle one. And this one loops. So once you get to the end, once you get all the treasures, it just kind of goes back to the beginning and start again. Oh, hurt me. Fun game, though. I always wondered, though, that little dot character is just like the dot character in Adventure. But if you take away the A, you got Venture. There you go. Well, there you have it. I mean, yeah, you notice the difference right away. Venture obviously had a little bit more going on, but this one actually had a lot of similarities to it. Being in those rooms with the enemies and shooting them, very similar, you know, in each game. And of course the Evil Otto, which appears in this game, kind of appears in this game, even though they call it the Hall Monsters. And you see them in the beginning map, before you go into a room, you see them kind of lurking around. It's those guys that kind of wander in, and just like this one, they're invincible. This one did give you that option, though, to, depending on what game you select, some of them he's invincible, some of them you can kind of stun him, like you shoot him and he kind of disappears for a couple seconds, then he comes back. Actually pretty good, because if he's on your tail, you're going to want to do that. When you play the more difficult modes, where he's invincible, yeah, you got to run, you got to get out of there. Venture had more of a plot to it, more of a, well, not a plot, but I mean more of a point to it. You've got to get the treasures. Whether you shoot them or not didn't really make any difference unless you care about your score. So, yeah. And this one kind of loops. Well, doesn't kind of loop. It loops. So, when you're playing, it will go right back to the beginning. Kind of like Donkey Kong and all the other games. You know, the original arcade games of its day. I tried playing this once on the MAME emulator for the original arcade game, and it was hard. So... And funny enough, I think the Atari, out of all the other versions, is actually pretty difficult too. Ultimately, though, very fun games. Really liked them. Some similarities, obviously some differences. But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing these. If you ever if you have an Atari, you should pick these up. They are on other systems as well. I know this has like a what's it called? Frenzy, I think it's a sequel or something. For a different system, maybe. I can't remember. Maybe it's the 5200 or something. Anyways, yeah, I mean, they're fun games. I think everybody that has an Atari pretty much has Berzerk. You should have Berzerk. This one, maybe not so much. You might not have it. Anyways, yeah, great little comparison there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think of these two games below. Talk to you later.